you're on the phone. Don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying? Well, here I am, honey. Come on.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11. If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Good evening, everyone, and hello from the other side of the pond. Here we are at the glorious, the wonderful, and the historic Silverstone Circuit. At the good version, the old version without the weird little bunch of hairpins. But here we are, Silverstone Circuit for the next round of Special Stage. I'm James Watson, of course, joined as always by my broadcast partners, Big Al and Kobe. First of all, Big Al, how you doing? What are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm telling you what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to some exciting racing. It's going to be hopefully jam-packed. Hopefully they'll keep the field nice and tight, and we'll be able to see some bumper banging.
Yes, sir. This one's gonna be one for the ages. Of course, like I mentioned, we're at the legacy version of Silverstone, back with the classic bridge section, one of the most high-speed circuits in Formula One history. So it'll be interesting to see how our drivers deal with this challenge. And let's go ahead and get started with our keys to the race. Key number one, momentum through the high speed. Like I said, this is a very fast track. You look at the highest average speeds in Formula One history, most of the races are going to come from this layout. So you have to make sure you can't be losing speed. You can't be costing yourself momentum, especially going through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel and entering onto the Hangar Straight. Key number two, tire warm up. Well, there's not going to be any tire choices, but yes, tire warm up. GT car tires are notoriously difficult to fire up, and you're going to need all the grip to be able to hold onto this car through these high-speed corners. If you slide the front or slide the rear, you're going to be off the track, losing the draft and losing positions. And the final key tonight, visibility. That's right, I was just reminded that we do have a chance of rain. Does not seem like it right now because it's very nice and sunny, but well, let's not forget, everyone, we're in England.
I think the updated forecast though took the rain probability out.
What?
Originally there was a 20% chance, but before, well, actually right now I just got it in and clear blue 22 is what I'm showing.
Yeah, I don't see any rain on the horizon. Well, that's a ripoff. Anyways, I do believe visibility is going to be difficult trying to figure out just where you're going behind what's likely to be a long train of cars. I imagine this is going to be a pretty draft-locked race, so making sure that you don't miss your braking points and end up plowing into a whole bunch of cars in front of you is going to be key for yours and everyone else's survival. Alrighty, well, here we have the point standings after the first week of races. Our point leader, of course, with the sweep, Will Molesky. Zach Amsbacher, a cool 200 points behind in P2. Matt Schlosser, Javi Sierra, and Joshua Gaiman round out the top five. John Winkler, Tom Wendt, Zach Miller, David Brisky, and Victor Aldrich, your top 10. And let's go ahead and get in our picks to the race, or picks for the race, rather. I'm going to go with Matt Schlosser. I'm not going to pick chalk here and go Will Molesky. Going to pick Schlosser. He had a lot of great runs last week at Daytona. He is P3 in practice so far, not even half a second off of Molesky. So I think our fearless overlord has a good opportunity to bring home the win in this first race tonight.
Such a suck up.
I mean, hey, I'm not saying I can be bought. I'm just saying that the price is right.
Yeah, we got you.
In the session. Sorry.
In the session, checker flag means it's time to transition. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go with a 007 myself. I think that's who my pick is going to be to actually come home with this thing.
Alrighty, and what do you got, Kobe?
Well, gentlemen, unfortunately we didn't discuss this before the race, and I've also picked the 007 of Ton Mahimas. If I've butchered your name,
well, sorry.
I apologize.
Sorry.
Too bad.
We're double dipping now?
Well, this week we are.
Okay, so, we're eating dinner at your house.
Unfortunately, I think Big Al said Doctor No to you picking Tom Mahimus. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Best we can share. I like it. I like what you did there.
uh, the first of many James Bond puns tonight. Meanwhile, the action is just now starting to take place for qualifying. Will Molesky, the first one out on track. Not quite about to start his first lap because, of course, Legacy Silverstone, the main grandstands, pit road, and starting line are at the Abbey complex. Not right here where it is currently in the new layout. So everyone's got about half a lap more before they're able to start their flying laps. What about you, Big Al? Do you have a lot of experience here at Silverstone?
Back on the console days, man. Like I said, this is one of those tracks that the Legacy Silverstone. If you played Forza, you know you ran this track. So, and that is where I actually started. So yeah, I have I have a little bit of experience with it.
Yeah, I loved playing it growing up on F1 06 and a few other games.
Yeah, it's pretty much a staple in all of the iconic. This is an iconic track, so absolutely, if there's any race that you run, you've more than likely been around this bad boy.
Absolutely. This, of course, is the track that hosted the very first official World Championship event in Formula One. This is where it all started. And this is basically a home game for about 75 or so percent of the current grid. In fact, the Aston Martin factory is, I believe, just essentially a couple blocks down the road. So this is always a big deal whenever F1 comes to town every early July. But of course, these are a lot different than F1 cars or open wheel cars. A lot heavier, but still pretty agile for what they are and what we're having these things do. See Zach Miller making his way through the bridge section. Everyone just about finished with their first laps.
You want to talk us through the hot lap?
Absolutely. I gotta get a little reacclimated with this track. As we go down into turn one here at Abbey, one of the fastest corners on the track, almost flat out in an F1 car, but you're definitely having to slow up to keep the car on the track. And then here, Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel, one of the most iconic stretches of corners in world motorsport. There's no better feeling than when you're able to nail that section and carry max speed going off down onto the hangar straight. Fastest point of the circuit as we drive it on down into Stowe. And then down into the chicane. Much different chicane here in the old version. It's a lot more open and you're able to take a lot more speed into it as opposed to the current chicane, which is a lot tighter. And Here comes Ant on the way to the bridge section. Meanwhile, your pole sitter so far, Matt Schlosser, at a 1:58.253.
And that is going to be good enough to put him on top of the leaderboard.
Yes, sir, but here comes the second laps. How is this going to change? See, Zach Amsbacher, I believe, finishing up with his qualifications. New quick time, Will Molesky, top of the board with a 1:58.139. 2/10 better than Schlosser. Oh, new quick time, Tom Mahimis with a 1:57.834. First one in the 57s. What a lap from Tom. Oh boy. View to a kill with that lap time. Thank you. I'll still be all here all week. So we're on board with Fidencio Izagiri. Meanwhile, we got someone off in the back. Nicholas Presley having to take a detour through the grass.
That 28 car. Thank goodness it's only practice, right? Or was that the 94?
Yeah, I believe the 94. Alrighty, well, it looks like the majority of the laps have taken place, so we're going to take a breath and take a break, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back, and qualifications have wrapped up for tonight's race. Your starting grid for the first half of the Grand Prix of England. Tom Hymas on pole with Will Molesky next to him on the front row. On row 2, we have the 400 of Matt Slosser and 13 of Ant McPherson. Row 3 features the 22 of Zach Omsbacher and the 61 of Joshua Gaiman. Jeff Johnson and Joe Gischetti on row 4. 720 of Sean Winkler and the 53 of Joey Herby are rounding out the top 10. And kick it to you, Big Al, for the rest of the grid.
That's going to put Victor Aldridge in 11th with Colin McDonald coming across with 12th. 13th place shows Zach Miller. He's going to have Greg Johnson on his outside. Then you got Robbie Swan. His bunkmate's going to be Aaron Mitchell. Next row is going to be Tom Went, and he's going to have Videncio Yaziri on his outside with Renee Garcia and David Brisky rounding out the top 20. And Nicholas Pressey starts on his own, and there you have the lineup for tonight's festivities.
Yes, sir. Obviously, we saw Nick Presley having a few issues in qualifying, but hopefully he'll be able to have a much better race as we're just about ready to get going. And there's pace car pulling off. Thankfully, it's not as long of a pace lap as it is on Daytona, but it's still a long pace lap. So it falls on us to keep you all entertained as they get back to the start-finish line to take the green. See everyone starting to weave to put in as much tire temp as they can get. Hymas, of course, in the British Racing Green Aston Martin. Very nice car and absolutely fitting to be driving around here at Silverstone. It's going to be interesting to watch the battle between him and Molesky. Molesky, you could argue, didn't really have a whole lot of competition last week as he was able to pretty well cruise to both wins, but with Hymas being quicker in qualifying, looks like we might be treated to one heck of a battle for the win.
Yeah, and subsequently, both of these guys are going to have to figure out how to remaster this once we flip the entire thing around. So, right?
Yes, sir. Gonna have a full field invert for half number 2. And gonna watch the race winners try to make their way through everyone to get back to the front.
And again, that's going to be a little bit more challenging this week than it was last week. So we're along for the ride. Last week, of course, we were at the Daytona Speedway.
Yes, sir.
Well, a lot more places to pass on a track like Daytona than this track.
Yeah, so we might have to see some sends here, which is going to make things really interesting. As they're making their way through bridge. With just Brooklands and Luffield to go before we are green. See a whole lot of gravel already kicked up from practice. That's going to be difficult for everyone to manage. But here we go. Pace car makes the hard right-hand turn on the pit road. Tom Hymas will lead us to the green. Green means go. We're underway at Silverstone. Great jump for the pole sitter as we see already cars going everywhere. One Porsche almost on the grass. Miss is going to be all alone. Oh, we got bumper cars towards the back. One going around. Oh, just barely missed. Herbie.
That's going to be the 53 of Joey Herbie. Not a good way to get it started, but I tell you what, he'll probably have a better start on the next run. Now he's got Zach Ansbacher. He's going to be right back there, and they're going to be fighting over this. You'll watch. They come right in there, almost 4 wide, just nowhere to go in the 53 car. Unfortunately, he takes the wrong direction.
Yeah, and you saw the Aston there on the inside. I think it was the 74. Was so squeezed that it bounced off the guardrail in. That was I don't know if that was the highest percentage of moves there, and you see the aftermath there is.
Yeah, he did not have a clear sight on that target, and if he did shoot a target, it was right to the wall. So there was no way that move was going to work out.
No,
the 53 has to dig back out of that hole, but that's not going to change anything up front. Tom McManus is definitely still we got another car that's going to be off into the drink there. That's going to be the 150 of Greg Johnson.
Yeah, Greg getting loose out of club, and around goes the McLaren.
Yeah, just a very unfortunate set of circumstances for Greg.
Oh, another car going around. Oh, that's
amazing.
Oh, another car going around Zach Miller. See the first incident, that's not sure. Who's that? The Mustang that spun first, Kobe? I can't quite make out the number.
It's either going to be Joey Herbie or Crescetto.
Yeah, I think it's Shichetti in the Mustang.
Shichetti. Sorry, Shichetti.
Well, it was a pretty eventful first lap, and yeah, that dust up there at Cops reminds me of the Verstappen Hamilton and debacle there back in 2021. Almost a carbon copy, just with it being 4 wide instead of 2 wide.
Definitely far from over here. Just getting this thing really heated up. Got a little bit of a trail or a little bit of a tail, however you want to look at it. 3 cars kind of that have fallen away from the pack. Those guys, undoubtedly, they'll be back for the next segment. But this field is actually starting to spread itself out. The more we look here, still kind of bunched up. Another car going to be off into the
I think that's Izagiri. Yep, Fidencio just getting a little loose, exit the stow, and finds himself on the off-road there. As Mahimis continues to lead. It's a little 5-car breakaway with him, Molesky, Schlosser, Meatperson, and Gaiman. About a little over 2 seconds back to Winkler in 6th. Nick Presley, he started all the way in the back, and now Presley almost in the top 10. Great turnaround for him. Up 10 spots already. I believe that's the biggest mover of the race.
So showing 10 laps to go. On the ticker, we got 15 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yep, just about under 2 minutes a lap here.
A little bit of contact there. That's between the 22 and the 19. 3 wide situation for these guys.
There we go. Oh, my camera finally turned to it for a second before turning back to this. The battle for the lead. Molesky going around the outside. Tuck back in. Slauster's got to run. Molesky looking to the outside of Mahimus, down into Abbey. Nothing doing yet. Oh, Mahimus, little bit of a wiggle. Mahimus just hanging in the rears of the 007. Mahimus starting to stretch out a little bit as we exit out of left field. So far, still no real change for your top 5 here. Molesky making up a good amount of ground here in the entry Magnus Beckinson Chapel. Let's see, what does Molesky have on the run down through Hangar? Tom able to maintain a decent gap. Oh, but a good exit for Molesky. Or it was a good exit. All of a sudden, Slauster has a run.
Got a car that's been disheveled right there. Looks like the 53 of Joey Herbie is going to be hurt again.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually going to go ahead and short pit the stage.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to the 53. See, battle between Brisky and the 17, Aaron Mitchell. It'll be side by side here going into Abbey. And Mitchell gonna sit around the outside and take over the spot. Nose to tail through bridge. Mitchell's starting to put Brisky in the rears. Oh, got a car around. Tom went. He went around.
Yep, I like that. We're going to actually give you points on that one.
Wow, I finally gained points for one of my puns. Now I'm only native 900,562.
See, you're over celebrating.
Darn it, I lost a point again. Meanwhile, speaking of losing ground, Mahimus starting to stretch it back. Got half a second over Molesky.
Yeah, he actually got caught up just a little bit, and I think he really decided that was not the position that he wanted to be in. So now he has just a little bit of distance between the other two and himself. As we're still sorting this thing out, and I'm going to ask you, man, we got to figure out what's going to be the headline for stage one.
I don't know. It's the way this is going, you might just say from Silverstone with love. But Molesky's not going away. Look at him. He's almost giving a bump to the 007.
This right here is officially go time with just 10 minutes left in the session. This is halfway through. So he's been playing nice up to this point. So definitely now, Molesky's going to do everything he can to try to get around the 007. And he is not the only one, as the top 5 is really kind of stacked up like cordwood. These guys, any one of these guys will have a shot at this thing.
Schlosser going a little wide behind Molesky. The Aston's running well so far. Got that home field advantage, giving them a good buff here. As Molesky, that's the closest he's been through Stowe all race. Might we see a bit of a send here up into club? Not close enough. Mahimis continues to hold strong. Now all of a sudden Molesky having his rears full of Schlosser. The interesting thing here is that I don't know if we really know. Excuse me. I don't know if we really know everyone's true pace right now. 20 minutes is a fairly long race for these cars, especially at a track like Silverstone. So it's hard to tell who's just riding and biding time and who's giving it their all, trying to get all positions all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to believe that not everybody is going to be performing their best. Got another car that's going to be around on the track. I believe that was going to be David Brisky. Oh,
Yeah, that's
it's not David Brisky. It's actually Joey Herbie around again.
Ugh. Joey Herbie cannot wait for this first race to end.
Yeah, got a couple of grass rangers back there also.
So we're watching along with Aaron Mitchell trying to hold off Great Johnson, and here we go, battle between Brisky and Shichetti. Mustang battle here. Brisky with a little bit of damage to that right front fender, it looks like. Oh, look at this. Molesky almost bumped drafting Mahimis. They're going to have, I think, 4 laps to go right now. Oh, Mahimis might have slipped up here, went a little wide through Cops. Molesky's going to have a massive run. And he's looking... Oh, wow. He is just wearing out the British Racing Green on the back of that Aston Martin. Here we go through Hanger. Molesky's got to have a massive run. This might be his chance to get it done. Mahimis going defensive, making Molesky go the long way around Stowe. Oh, crossover! Here comes Molesky to the inside. Oh, a little bit of a hip check. Mahimis off onto the AstroTurf. Still going to be to the inside, Molesky. Ooh. Giving Will plenty of room, and he will take the spot back. Great bit of driving from Mahimis to take the lead back. Oh man, that's gotta be frustrating if you're Will Molesky. He had that pass done until he didn't. Was a little bit of sideways for that Mercedes. But once again, Molesky is still all over the back of Mahimus.
Still not out
Oh,
of the
there's
woods yet.
contact! Molesky going around! Oh man! The winner of the first two races goes around. I think he just got a little too close to the 007 and made the rear of that Mercedes go around. Man, that is unfortunate for Molesky, but this is a massive opportunity here for second on back now, as they might be able to have their run at Mahimus if they can catch back up. That worked out great for Tom, as now he's got a pretty lengthy gap back to everyone else. It's up to Slosser to see if he can drag these three back up to that Aston. Slosser was able to crucially gain a 10th through Stowe that time. This group is definitely gaining on the 007. Unfortunately, I think that the lead is not enough for Mahimus. Almost half a second now. Slosser is there. Man, if you're Mahimus, just when you think you finally got some breathing room, all of a sudden they're right back on you.
He's not going to be able to arrest for at least another 2 minutes until he has actually cleared that start-finish line. These guys they're not just following him right now. They're actually in the process of regrouping because the second assault is actually on its way now.
Absolutely, as we got 2 laps to go from Silverstone. Meanwhile, something must have happened to Rene Garcia, because he is now dead last, 2 laps down.
Yeah, he's actually been parked on pit road there for quite a while. I'm not sure exactly if he had damage. I just noted he kind of took it behind the wall.
Oh.
There it is. Yeah. Looks like one of those real life calls.
Yeah, you wonder how much damage that 74 car had from the lap 1, turn 1 incident. As here we go, Slosser is officially caught behind us. This group of 4 ahead of 5th place Sean Winkler by about 6 seconds, I'd say. Molesky falling all the way down to P7 after that issue. As here we go, out of left field, they're going to have 1 lap to go here at Silverstone. White flag in the air. What does Slosser have left? We've seen all night, second place has been able to get up to the bumper of the 007, but just have not been able to clear. Slosser taking a different line through Magnus and Beckett's. Oh, he looks like he might have made a good amount of time there through Beckett's. There we go, on to Hanger for the final time. Slosser trying to draft Mahimas, not going defensive. Bit of a shock, but works out because Slosser just isn't close enough. Oh, but look at the center speed through Stowe for the 400. Is Slosser gonna send a dive here through Club? Nope. He waits, still just barely out of range of Mahimas. Oh, look at how close. Mahimas going a little defensive as we go into Abbey. Here comes the send from Slosser. He backs out. Ooh. Well, might be too much curve for Mahimas. Is that going to cost him any speed? Down to Bridge, down to Priori. Doesn't look like Schlosser's going to have an answer. Final corner, final times. Schlosser's gonna time a run, but it's not gonna be enough. The first race of the Grand Prix of England is gonna go to Tom Mahimas as he wins at Silverstone. Man, what a drive from Mahimas, having to hold off unbelievable pressure from Schlosser and Molesky as Johnson sends it up to the inside of Mitchell. They almost make contact. They're going to be 3 wide. Oh, and there's contact. They're all going around. Wait, Johnson off into the gravel. Mitchell going to be driving away. Abject chaos into Brooklands.
Unfortunately, if there's any bad blood between those three, they're going to be starting right beside each other again, so they'll get another chance to kind of hash it out.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Stage 1 in the books. I guess the headline is going to be...
Yeah, I think we'll go with From Silverstone with Love as Tom Mahimas dominates the race, leading all laps over, just barely able to hold off Matt Schlosser in second. Anthony Person will round out the podium. Joshua Gaiman, Sean Winkler, your top 5. Jeff Johnson, Will Molesky, Robbie Swan, Victor Aldridge, and Colin McDonough, your top 10. Take it away, Big Al.
Yeah, that's going to put Nicholas Pressey in 11th with Zach Anspacher in 12th. Aaron Mitchell, 13th. 14th place shows Joe Cichetti. Greg Johnson in 15th. 16th place is Tom Wendt. David Brisky and Fidencio Zazari running out the 17th and 18th position. Joey Herbie, Zach Miller round out the top 20th. And then you're going to have Renee Garcia 3 laps down in 21st.
Alrighty, well, we're going to take a breath and take a break, and we'll be back with race 2.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
And we are back. As you see, the mid-race warm-up just about to end. And everyone get ready to make their way onto grid. Your starting lineup: Rene Garcia on pole next to the 44 of Zach Miller. Joey Herbie and Fidenzio Izagiri on row 2. David Brisky, Tom Went, row 3. The 150 of Greg Johnson and the 11 of Joe Shetty, row 4. 17 to Aaron Mitchell and the 22 of Zach Amsbacher round out the top 10. And take it away, Big Al.
That's going to put Nicholas Pressey in 11th with Colin McDonough, in 12th Victor Aldrich, in 13th with 14th place Sean Robbie Swan. Will Molesky is going to be in 15th. He'll have Jeff Johnson by his side in 16th. 17th place is going to show Sean Winkler with Joshua Gaiman on his outside. Ant Meeperson and Matt Slosher going to round out the top 20. And my main man, Tom Mahimes, going to be in 21st, but not for long.
And once again begins the very long pace lap. You see everyone making their way onto the grid. Zach Miller did have a little bit of connection issues, but thankfully he made it back in time and is, well, I thought he was out there, but someone's sitting on pit road right now.
Yeah, that's the 61 car going to be sitting over there, and that's going to be Joshua Gaiman.
Oh, no.
Not sure what his story was, but he did not make the start.
Oh, that's going to be rough. That's probably going to cost them the lead draft here, which means it might end up being a pretty lonely race for Gaiman.
Well, depending on how much contact there is through the field, he might be able to tap dance his way all the way up to first.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, lights off on the pace car, getting ready to get this one off. Hoping stage 2 will be a little bit different than stage 1, but I have an odd feeling we're going to see the same names, and those names are just going to be in the back. We're going to change them to the front. The difference is going to be these guys are definitely going to have to get their elbows out to make it through the field, hoping that they're able to conserve enough tire to be able to stay competitive.
And speaking of tires, once again, you see everyone weaving, trying to put as much heat as they can into these tires.
Well, that's essential, especially if you're going to want to get the carving and cornering that you're going to need to go into turn one, because it's that little bit of grip right there, that heat that you put in those tires, that's going to make all the difference in the world. But we did see almost a full wide situation as we started stage one the first time. I don't know what stage two holds for us, but this is one of those stages where if you get beaten, banged up too soon, I mean, you're going to see your dreams just disappear and dissipate right in your hand, and nobody wants to see that. Right off on the pace car, we are doubled up. Rene Garcia actually spent 3 or 4 laps behind the wall last time, hoping that he has actually got his A game, because he is going to be leading this wagon train once that green flag flies.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he does. Rene is a very talented sports car driver, especially in the GT4s. So it would not surprise me to see this 74 kind of drive off into the sunset. I've raced him in these a few times, and yeah, he is one man that is hard to beat.
Ooh, just a couple more turns here, just one more with the pace car.
So you see the pace car making the hard right-hand turn on the pit road. Rene Garcia is going to lead us to the green. Green means go. We're back underway at Silverstone. Even jump from the front row. So far, nothing too crazy. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, but we survive it. 3 wide through Cops, but this time we were able to get through it as Garcia leads Miller down into Mackes Chapel. Oh, we got contact! Yuzagiri hard into the barrier. That McLaren is
done yet. We're still wrecking.
I see some dirt in the back. Oh, someone spun off.
The 720's off. We've got about 3 or 4 cars.
Oh my goodness!
Going to be mangled up here.
Yeah,
still not done. Got another car hard into the wall.
Oh my goodness!
That was the 119.
Oh, where do we begin? First off, Yuzagiri, I think he got together with Brisky, but not sure. That McLaren is absolutely killed. And then
the 61, the 720, the 80, the 19, the 150, as well as the 98. The 35 finds himself on the other side of the pit wall. His dream.
Oh, Onspacher spins again right in front of traffic, and oh boy, everyone just barely missed him. It's a self-spin for Aldridge. I couldn't tell if Jeff Johnson got into Mahimus, and that's what sent him around. Victor struggling on those absolutely overheated tires. Oh, that lap 1 started fairly straightforward, and then it became anything but. Ooh.
Yeah, well.
Might have been a little bit of contact for the lead, but moved Zach Miller up to the front. Couldn't tell if there was contact or Garcia just kind of missed his braking marker a little bit.
Mahimus has actually made his way all the way up to 8th. Still to be going on, pushing, trying to get a little bit higher up on the rung.
Yeah, he's right behind Molesky. Oh no, Miller sideways, sliding into the grass, and he's off.
You're definitely not going to be able to recover from that one. That's going to put a big smudge on his plans to win this thing.
Yeah, heard conversations in practice about the Porsche being a little too rear happy, and unfortunately it bites Miller and takes him out of a position to win this race.
Well, you got
for now at least.
Mustangs out there battling for the same spot as well.
Yeah, look at these horsies gallop.
And they got a Mercedes and a McLaren behind them, so I don't know if those guys are just sitting back admiring them or just thinking that maybe these guys are in the way. I guarantee you that one of those cars is wanting to get through. And that's going to be that 00, that 07.
And he's got Molesky in tow. Molesky tries to get around Scischetti through Abbey. Ooh, Scischetti a little wide on exit. Joe is not letting Willow go at all. Battling for all it's worth. And he will clear Molesky. Oh, but he slipped up through left field, and on goes Molesky. A heck of a job from Scischetti before, but also ends up losing a spot to me person in the process. So Robbie Swan pass went up into the podium spot. You see Mahimis, he's getting dangerously close. He's now just 2 seconds behind the race lead. All over Went trying to make it by. There goes Mahimis to the inside of the Mustang. He ships it, and he's going to get clear of Tom. Move race 1 winner up into P4. So now he tries to track down the me Mustang of Ricky Swan. Or should I say Robbie Bobby.
Bobby, that sounds a lot better. Rene Garcia definitely doing his part to keep this thing in his hands. Although he can feel it. He can feel the pressure that's coming back, but he's not looking back, staying in the right spot on the relative. Joey Herbie doing a lot better in the second round as well as than he did. I think he was actually rounded round in round 1. And there, as soon as I said it, there's the spectators cursing into the grass. It was too good to be true.
Herbie fully loaded with gravel.
And that is not going to make Renee feel any better because that is going to let Mahimis move all the way up to 3rd place now. Molesky, not too far behind in 5th, is definitely liking the view that he's getting as well.
So he tries the inside of Herbie, and he's going to get it done. Mahimis just less than 2 seconds behind. Make it. Whoa! Almost some contact towards the back. Winkler and I think Jeff Johnson, but I'm not sure. No, definitely not Jeff Johnson. I think it was Pressey, yeah. Pressey, Mitchell, and Winkler are having a battle of their own. This is starting to get pretty heated. Winkler dives to the inside of Mitchell, and he's going to get the move done. Oh, what a send to the inside of Pressey. Ooh, he's got it done. Boy, what a send that was, Big Al.
Yeah, did not showcase that one at all. That was one of those sneaker jobs.
See up towards the front. Miller battling with Scischetti. Got Slosser right behind, who is not made anywhere near the amount of ground that the fellow cars he was battling with in race 1 did.
Right here, the Scischetti battle, that is definitely going to have to shake itself out because they're starting to pick up company, and the guys behind them aren't going to be as patient as these guys are going to be wanting to make quick work of this so they can continue going on.
Also, my apologies. I believe that's actually Colin McDonough, not Zach Miller. Those Porsches are very similar to each other. Oh, Schlosser wide. And it's going to cost him a spot to Gaiman. Good recovery for Joshua Gaiman. Missed the start. You wouldn't really know it as he's up into the top 10 now.
Yeah, Gaiman able to navigate the travesty probably a little bit clearer, because remember when we started this thing, we had cars everywhere.
Oh, we're going to have a battle for the lead. Garcia slid up in stow, and he's got Robbie Bobby all over. And here comes Mahimis.
Battle for the lead.
Oh, Garcia goes off. Gonna have to cut the corner here through Club. That's gonna be a massive slowdown. And there goes Mahimis up to the lead.
The pressure.
You said it. Is now. Oh! Molesky had to send it on Mahimis because he had Robbie Swan sending it on him.
Now, the best shot right now, Molesky, of getting around Mahimis is going to be this iteration, because he actually had to utilize a little bit of his tire just to get up to the front now. Doesn't seem like he's got a lot of heat in those tires. Looks like he's exactly where he wants to be. We're just going to have to see how it plays out as Slusher gets inside of Joshua Gaiman right now.
Yeah, those two side by side. Schlosser trying to make his way outside the left field. Nothing doing. Gaiman clears for now.
Gaiman going to shut the door. That's no way to win favor with the boss.
Schlosser not letting him go. Meanwhile, he continues to stay locked on the front battle here. You see Mahimis is just taking so much more of that inside through Beckett. It's the Molesky. Oh, but Molesky's got a massive run out of Chapel. Here we go. What's he's got? What does he have down hanger? It's stop stumbling in my words. Oh, he dives late lunge into Stowe. He had Mahimis looking. He missed the apex just a little bit, but not enough for Molesky to take advantage. Mahimis, go on, Big Al.
No, he has got to make this move now. Running out of time, running out of options. You see he is really sticking the nose in there, trying to make it happen, but just not yet getting the opportunity. He is going to have Robbie Swan's going to be right behind him, trying to get in as well. So Robbie's setting himself up, possibly waiting to counter the move that Molesky puts on behind him.
You said it, Big Al. Mahimis definitely doesn't seem as comfortable as he was in half one. We've seen him already go a lot more defensive a lot earlier here. But then again, there's only 8 minutes to go. We're looking to be about under about 4 laps if my math is correct.
I'm seeing 6. We'll call it. I'm seeing 7, so we'll call it 6. That's what the big ball says. And I don't think those are going to be able to come quick enough, because like I said, right now, this battle in the first stage, it wasn't one. Now this is a legitimate 3-way battle for the lead. And you can believe that Molesky is not going to want to.
Whoa, he's looking. Ooh. Well, sorry to cut you off, Big Al, but you saw that the front of that Mercedes was right there, the inside of the acid. Oh! Molesky tried to dive in. Robbie Swan wanted to make it 3 wide. Oh, Mahimis slips! Here comes Molesky to the inside. Oh, almost contact.
I'll let you that
oh!
right position.
And here comes Swan. Swan making the move on the club, and he's gonna clear Molesky. Move Robbie Bobby to P2. If you ain't first, you're last, says Robbie Swan. Well, let's see what the 3 car has, or I suppose the 62 car in this sense. Meanwhile, towards the back, we got a huge cluster. Gaiman, Went, Slosser, Think, McDonough, and Shichetti. Oh, Gaiman off into the gravel!
That's going to bust us with 5 laps to go.
Oh, and he spins again!
Right in the apex.
What was a fantastic recovery from a pit lane start for Joshua Gaiman is all gone pear-shaped. That is unfortunate for Joshua. Meanwhile, Rene Garcia has retired. I wonder if he got a black flag for the alternate line he had to take through club there.
Yeah, absolutely. He got a black
flag. And more contact, Gaiman and Mitchell. Side by side into cops. I think the 17 even got a little airborne right there.
Well, those guys have been battling side by side. It was like a foursome there forever, but then those two right there, I guess, decided to bust it up. And that's going to cost them. But not too much. They're right back in the mix right here.
Meanwhile, back up towards the front, it's now a 4-way battle. Me Person is caught up to these 3. So it looks like Molesky is starting to fall off the top 2 just a bit.
Yeah, he had to take his shot earlier on, and now I think he's going to have to actually go back, regroup, try to, get those tires back to a nice operating temperature before he'll actually come back and take one more stack at it. So, might as well go ahead and let Robbie Swan get up and let him swat at it a couple of times. But if he can actually get up there, I think that will make it even more exciting. Just the key right now is going to be trying to keep as much pressure on Tom Mahimas as possible.
Right now, I think we're on track to get the white flag next time by, but I'm not sure. We are going to be very close. It's going to be literal seconds on whether this is 2 laps to go or 3 laps to go right now.
I'm seeing 4, so we'll say 3.
Oh, Swan's going to have a real good run here. It was a fantastic Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. Mahimas going defensive. Mustang dives to the outside.
And I need the crossover. Away to the outside, and look, there goes Molesky to the inside.
He tried
to throw his hat in the ring. Still not over yet. Mahimas knows exactly that he has got a 2x to at least a battle for second place.
I don't know about that. I think that might have been just a little too early. That might have cost both of them the chance at the win. That might be the break Mahimas needed. As now Me Person looking to the inside of Molesky, he backs out. About just under half a second lead for Mahimas is, look at all this. This is a hornet's nest. McDonough and Shichetti. Oh, I think Joe overcooked it a bit. There goes McDonough. Amsbacher looking to follow.
Tied on the inside. Still not actually able to get that done. Because now he's being drugged to the outside.
Joshua Gaiman officially retired from the race. And I believe there is the white flag. You see Barty waving it. But I'm not entirely sure if we are a white flag right now. Kobe, can you confirm if we're 2 to go or 1 to go?
Well, based on the time, I'm going to have to say this has definitely got to be the white flag, as we were showing just over a minute left. It takes 2 minutes to run an official lap, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. Although I do not see it. So I think we might be going one more.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
From what it seems like on our end, it is 2 to go. And
that is such a bummer.
Oh no, Amsbacher going around. I think there might have been some contact from Winkler. Ooh, I don't know. It looks super close, but I can't quite tell, honestly. See, out of what might be the final corner, it is the last laps. Hymas, you only live twice, well, you only win twice. Tom Hymas will sweep at Silverstone. What a job, what a night from Tom Hymas. Robbie Swan brings home P2, me person P3. Whew.
Is right. That was definitely one for the ages as well as for the books. Stage 2 complete in the book.
Here is your final results. Tom Hymas, your winner from Robbie Swan, Robbie Bobby in P2. Ant Me Person rounding out the podium. Will Molesky and Matt Slosser in the top 5. Joey Herbie, Colin McDonough, Joe Shichetti, Sean Winkler, and Tom Went rounding out the top 5.
Top 10 there. Zach Miller is going to be in 11th with Zach Amsbacher. Compared Zach's right there in 11th and 12th. 13th place shows Jeff. We got a pair of Johnsons in 13th and 14th with Jeff and Greg. Victor Aldrich and Aaron Mitchell go through 15th and 16th. Josh Gaiman and Renee Garcia, 17th and 18th. David Brisky and Fidencio Yazari are going to be in the 21st place with Nicholas Pressey rounding out this 21 car field here tonight.
All right, we're going to take a quick breath and we'll be back with our podium finishers.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And here we are with our P3 finisher from both Race 1 and Race 2, Ant Me Person. Now, Ant, that was a heck of a run tonight. Very consistent and a very clean drive. First of all, just take us through the story of Race 1 for you. You were pretty much right there as a major player for the entire 20 minutes.
Yeah, right there. Didn't quite have the pace of the leaders. Was a couple of tenths off, but it was enough where they started battling with each other. I could be right back on the heels again.
Yeah, and you did well to be right up in there, you know, able to jump in if there was a mistake. Were you anticipating anything, especially with how close Mahimus and Molesky were battling, and then Mahimus and Slosser after?
I was certainly hoping for something to happen because I didn't think I could get by otherwise, but yeah, they kept it pretty clean. There's some very clean racing up the front. It's good to see.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean march through the field for you as well in Race 2. Obviously, you had to start way in the back, but you did a fantastic job holding on to Mahimus and company as you guys made your way up to the front.
Chose some bad lines early on, really. I lost a bit of ground to Tom and Matt straight away, and I suppose Will started up further up the field, but him as well, but once all the early chaos got out of the way, it was relatively easy to find some gaps. Some of the slower cars got out of the way, which is, I appreciate that. And just a lot of corners, people seem to, it was quite hard to get them completely right, so you were able to take advantage of that as well. Still clenching a bit because there's a lot of middle corners here. Someone makes a mistake on one, you have to brace yourself for being alongside at the next, and it's a little scary.
Yeah, but that was a great battle with you and Will on the closing laps. You did a great job getting past him and getting yourself off onto P3 and bringing home the double podium.
Yeah, I saw that gap open up with 2 laps to go and forward. I'm not going to really have another chance, so I went for it. And some of those initial darts I went for, I thought I was further aside than I was, truthfully, but it was enough to get to him.
Yeah, well, still a incredible drive from you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
I'll shout out the crew. I was streaming to the Racetrack Designs people up on Reddit and Discord. We had a fun time.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Ant. Hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, catch you later.
Alright, and next is Big Al with P2 from Race 1, Matt Slosser.
Hey, Matt Slosser. This is Big Al up in the booth. You got me.
He is not in here yet. 1 second.
There he is. I just had him.
Oh,
there he's in. Hey, Matt Slosser. This is Big Al up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Big Al. How you doing?
Hey, man, doing pretty good. Solid run for you guys here tonight. You took that thing off the trailer. Looks like you really had a rocket ship. Going through the first stage there, you actually found yourselves up in P2. How was it, man? I mean, you had a solid qualifying run, and then you get out there. Now with the new updates, what were some of the biggest challenges you had, and what were some of the biggest surprises?
Yeah, the biggest challenge for me was trying to set up and make passes. It just seems like a tough track to make a pass. There's not a whole lot of obvious passing zones where you can just easily pull off a pass. There's a lot of lefts that go into rights. So if you get on the inside of someone, then they've got the advantage in the next turn. And it was very slippery. And if you tried to step a little bit further over the limit, you could very well slide into someone or spin. So I was trying to be careful but be as aggressive as I could. In that first race, I was trying to just follow the top two for a while and hope to break away because I knew we'd probably break into some kind of battle and start losing time. So I didn't want to invite the other guys back in behind. But yeah, it was surprising how hard it was to pass, and it was probably the biggest challenge. And you know, I had a hard time getting through the field on that second race. So I was happy to get back to fifth.
Yeah, so during that first iteration, you had a lot of trouble getting around the 007. How did that help you, though, once you found yourself inverted in the back of the field and having to drive all the way through? I mean, is there any, I mean, obviously you want to go through that thinking that you can run all the way to the front, but are you guys satisfied with the fifth place on the second heat?
Yeah. I was happy to get to fifth, you know, especially after getting kind of bogged down in the back. Like, for a minute, I thought I was going to be stuck around 10th place because it was hard to pass. But yeah, riding behind Tom in the 007, I figured out that my best place to pass was going into the sweeping right-hander after the backstretch, because I felt like I could break a little bit later and get on the inside of people, and then they would kind of have to make a choice to, you know, not pinch me too hard and risk both of us getting in trouble. So that was probably my best place to pass, and I think I learned that in race 1 and was able to use that in race 2 to make a few passes. But yeah, it was tough, but it was really fun out there. A lot of good racing.
Yeah, a lot of good racing indeed. Solid showing from that 400 team, man. Who you guys shouting out here tonight for your overall awesome performance?
Yeah, shout out to everybody who came out and raced tonight. Shout out to Inside the Lane Productions, and you guys up in the booth. Appreciate it. And congrats to Tom for his double victory tonight. He did a really nice job. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
All right, thank you, boss. As I always say, don't party too hard, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That's the 400 to Matt Slosson. Getting back to you, James.
Alrighty, it does not look like Robbie Swan is in the waiting room, so I guess it's time to go to our double winner. Tom Hymas, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Got a copy, James?
Well, dominant is definitely the word to describe you tonight. Just unreal pace, and being able to bring home the double win was not easy. Just start us off with race 1. You had to withstand a pretty hard charge from Will Molesky for the majority of that first race.
Yeah, he was very fast the whole time. You know, he had the pace at Daytona, so you know, coming in, I knew he was going to be quick. The group of 4 behind also very quick. It's feel like the draft helped to close everyone up, but yeah, having to defend for 20 minutes got me very hyped up.
Yeah, how hard is it to stay focused when you know you've got to basically be perfect to keep pretty much a whole group of cars behind you, and knowing one mistake is probably going to cost you 3-4 positions at once?
Yeah, it's tough. I knew that, you know, once you get shuffled out by one, you can get shuffled out by everyone. So I was trying to keep the pace back like a little bit, so I wasn't gonna make any massive mistakes. I think I made maybe 1 or 2 in some areas, the chicane especially. But it's not the easiest track to overtake, which, you know, it can help, but it's definitely tough.
Yeah, and take us through your fight in the second race. Looked like you were able to make pretty quick work of the whole field, really getting back up in the lead. I think just barely halfway through the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of there was a lot of chaos through Maggots and Beckett's turns 2 and 3. That kind of pushed me up a few spots. Then it's just, you know, patience, waiting for maybe a few mistakes, or having the small pace advantage over some other people helped to get the passes done. And you know, that's kind of it. Just made my way up slowly, well, ish. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, another unbelievable performance for you, Tom, tonight, being the second one to sweep the races here this season. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, so shout out to Matt on the broadcast, Matt for setting up the league. You know, he does a great job. Shout out you guys on the broadcast. Shout out TG Power Sports, and thanks to everyone watching at Mountain Creek Campground.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Tom, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Hope so. See you, Matt.
Alrighty. Yeah, alright. Alrighty, well, I do believe that takes care of it. Another fantastic night of road racing here in Special Stage. Big Al, what are your closing thoughts here for tonight's event?
Tonight, awesome group of guys. Had a good packed field, man, and it was exciting. I don't know what else we could ask for. I mean, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, not really much to add to that. Everyone did the talking out on the racetrack, and they had a lot of great things to say. So with that, for my broadcast partners of Big Al and Kobe behind the scenes, I'm James Watson, and we will see you next week for, I believe, the Pocono race, which means there may or may not be a in-race reporter for that one. We'll see you then.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.